Go.
Hey guys, it's Angelica, Source Nectar again, and today we're going to talk about emotional eating and habitual eating, patterns that we have, and perhaps we haven't been able to see them clearly until we try to change them, and then we wonder, what should we do about them? So, the first habitual eating pattern that we all have as humans is we believe we need 3 meals a day. That is not a thing that we need to follow. It's not true. If you wake up and you're not hungry, but for some reason you feel called to eat, break fast because people tell you it's the time of the day to eat, then that's a habit. Like, clearly you need to be following your body intuitively and listening to when you actually need nourishment. So I intermittently fast, which means you have a window from about 8 hours or less to when you eat during the day. So it could be 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., for example, and the rest of the day you're not eating anymore. This gives your body a really great break to digest and assimilate and integrate all the things it needs to do to recover and keep homeostasis within itself. Don't try fasting if you have an unhealthy relationship to food or have suffered from an eating disorder. Please speak to someone about this and get way more information before just taking it on as a dietary lifestyle. Another thing that we need to think about is when we get emotional and we're eating. A lot of the times we're eating foods for the emotional responses that we elicit within our bodies. It's actually coming down to neurotransmitter balance. So we're eating foods that then release a dopamine fix or serotonin fix that brings our body into balance, makes us feel those happy feelings, those chemicals that make us blissed out. And then we attribute that to the food, when really it's just the method of bringing our body into balance. And the interesting thing is that we're eating all of these processed foods for our unprocessed emotions. We're eating them to cover things up and distract ourselves because they elicit such an amazing chemical cocktail within the body. Going raw vegan or going plant-based, wholesome foods, dropping out processed foods and chemical foods and food products will already bring your body into that balance over time. So it's really interesting because what we're going for is to feel good and balance within ourselves, which these natural foods will do to us, and we can keep that balance. It's not short-lived. It's not something that we're going to have to binge eat to go and get anymore. Once you eat naturally, your body starts to clear itself out, and your hormones and all of these neurotransmitters will come into balance, and then the cocktail will feel good all the time. And then eating is pleasurable. You release that addiction to needing to eat because your body already feels all those sensations. What you want to look out for to check your habits are, when are you eating? Are you eating because it's the allotted time to eat, or are you eating because your stomach is actually hungry? Which, by the way, isn't just a gurgling, it's like in your throat type of feeling that your body's hungry. Another thing is, what foods are you reaching for? Are you craving specific foods like French fries with hot sauce, or are you craving like a melon, right? Something nourishing and hydrating. The more specific you get, the more you know it's a craving. A way to change your habits and shift them into healthier eating is to sit down with your food by itself. No distractions, because what food is a transfer of consciousness to your body. You're eating that food for its consciousness. As a human, our vessel is literally just made to integrate other versions of consciousness and make that our reality. Food, music, reading, people talking around you, your atmosphere, stress, those are all vibrations that your body is digesting. So if you really want to get everything out of your food and change your habits, pay attention to what you're eating. Sit down, go outside, sit down somewhere quiet. Don't talk to people. I eat silent all the time. I leave conversations if I'm not involved in them because you're going to pick up on other people's energies, even if it's just your housemates or your roommates or your workmates. Another thing is to really just immerse yourself in the experience. If you eat fast and you're distracted, you're not going to register what you've eaten. Even if you're raw vegan, you're still going to be able to overeat. With fruit, it's more difficult to overeat because when you eat, it's so full of water and immediate source of energy that your body tells you, well, okay, we've got enough fuel, like we're good. With vegetables, you can still overeat. Like with fancy raw vegan things, you can overeat for sure. Another habit is to just bless your food and really appreciate how it is, the simplicity of it. Appreciate how it's nourishing you. It's given its life now to provide you life and sustenance. And when you lean over your food and you say thank you don't even have to say anything religious if you're not religious. You just say thank you in your head or lay your hands over it and say thank you, bless you, nourish me. Immediately changes your attitude with food and shows you and reminds you what it's intended for, which is to fuel your organs and feed your cells and keep you alive and keep you vital. Another great tool for when you're shifting your dietary habits when you're craving something and you find that you're about to go reach for it instinctively, just create a gap. Because what happens is, if we're unprepared or we already have that food already there for the grabbing that we're trying to avoid, or if it's in our face or it's around us, it's easy to cave into those cravings and go back to old patterns. But if you prepare, first off, have enough fresh fruit, have enough ripe fruit, have enough meals, snacks on you, juices, water, fasting, lemon water, anything, then you'll prepare for success. When you're going to reach for these foods in the moment of needing emotional comfort, take a rest. Sit down on your way to that cabinet or on the way to the fridge. Like when you're opening that fridge, stand there for a moment, close the door, sit down and meditate on it a little bit. Why am I going for this food? What is this food going to do for me? I had to do that a lot. There were times when I would literally pick up my keys, start getting my shoes on, like I'm driving to the store to buy this food that I'm craving. That's how much I'm craving emotional comfort. I'm going to drive and buy a food that I don't have in the house. And I would have to sit down and be like, Angelica, why do you really want this food? Is it going to nourish you, or is it just for the taste? And that's the thing. They're not really satisfactory. It's very short-lived, temporary satisfaction. It's satisfactory while it's on your mouth, in your tongue, and you're experiencing it. And then as soon as it's in your body, you're like, oh yeah, I have to digest this thing that I don't know what it's made out of, or that makes me feel sick and heavy and bloated and tired and lethargic and sluggish. So great, it's tasted really good, and now I have to deal with 16 hours of digestion issues because of this product that I had to have, which by the way is your mind tricking you. Not only are you now out of money that you could have spent on really good nourishing food for yourself, but you feel weak and you're kind of upset with yourself and you're frustrated. It's gonna happen, you're gonna cave in, that's okay. I'm just giving you tools. The more that you find yourself in these situations, the better practice you're gonna have. Everything, every moment, every part of your life is practice, and that's all we can do, is be our best version every moment that we live. So if you made a mistake, forgive yourself. It's okay, don't think about it, start fresh right now. Literally, right now. Maybe you just caved right now before you watch this and you're feeling really bad. It's okay, right now, start fresh. Wipe your hands clean and tell yourself that you care about yourself. Food, is it a filler or is it fuel? That's what we're asking.